Tchaikovsky and Marius Petipa was the choreographer for Swan Lake, for The Nutcracker, and for Sleeping Beauty. And he teamed up with Tchaikovsky for all three of these ballets, and all three we are doing at least some part of this fall.
Swan Lake and Sleeping Beauty are, I think, the epitome of the classics.
Doing the role of Odette for Swan Lake is one of, I think, the biggest pressure roles that I have ever been a part of. It's a role that so many ballerinas have done and have set the bar very high for.
I love to tell the dancers what I felt, but then ask them to then take what I say and make it personal for them, because I want all the dancers to do it in their own particular way.
The preparation process for Swan Lake in general is a lot of rehearsals. There's definitely a quality about being a swan that not only Odette, but all of the swans, all of the dancers have to achieve.
There's a certain style to Swan Lake, and there's a certain way of moving the arms, but I want to instill in them the breath, the covering of space, the depth of characters that they can find within this fairy tale.
There's this added element of you have to be a woman and a swan and kind of meld the two together in your thought process.
I just adore this Swan Lake music. The Tchaikovsky score is just amazing.
The music that Tchaikovsky wrote for this ballet is one of the reasons why it's one of the all-time great ballets of all time. It has so much dynamic and so much passion to it that dancing to it is just a joy. Working with Cynthia is an incredible honor. She has been one of those ballerinas that set the standard so high for the role of Odette. Having her here is really amazing. In rehearsal last week, she was kind enough to just do the mime part for us, where she says, "My mother's tears," and there's a lake over there, and just watching her gave me chills.
Swan Lake is about good and evil. The pas de deux starts where they're still, the two are just gazing at each other but aren't sure, and then you see the blossoming of their love throughout the whole pas de deux. And at the end, I always say, he gives his hand to her at the very end before the last step of pirouettes, and when she puts her hand in his, it's like the pact is done. They have sealed their destinies together.
Swan Lake is definitely a beautiful dichotomy of the good and the evil in anything, and doing just second act is really a pure portrayal of the good and the honest and the beautiful that's within all of these women, and how falling in love really can set you free. And I think that's a good reason to want to come and see the ballet.